The weight of soil. There was a very clever and cunning landlord who owned lots of land in a whole village. He cunningly loaned small amounts of money when the needy came to him for help, taking advantage of those who were not well educated. He kept adding interest to the principal amount, making the repayment so exorbitant that people couldn't pay back, ending up surrendering their land to the landlord. Now, his eyes were on a piece of land owned by an old lady near his house. She was all alone, with no other family, planting her own crops and fulfilling her needs. The landlord was unable to figure out how to lure her into giving up her land to him. He then bribed a government official in the village and forged papers of ownership in his name. He, along with a government official, visited the old lady and served her a notice to hand over the land to him. The old lady was shocked to know this and pleaded that she had been living here her whole life and that this land had been owned by her ancestors. Her loved ones were buried here and she inherited it. How could someone claim this now? She approached the local court, but the landlord had bribed everyone and had presented forged ownership papers. Thus, the court delivered the judgment in the landlord's favor. Dejected, the old lady then prepared to vacate the land, while the landlord and his associates stood there waiting for her to leave. While leaving, filled with tears, the old lady approached the landlord and said, "Sir, you have taken everything from me today. My entire life was spent here, but now I am leaving. The land here is where I played, grew up with my family, and this soil is very dear to me." She added further, "We are all made of soil, and so anyone can have an affection towards it. Allow me to carry a basket filled with this soil to keep with me. With that by my side, I will always have the aroma of this place till I die peacefully." The landlord smirked, thinking since he had gained ownership of her entire land without paying her, he might as well let her have a basket of soil so she can leave quietly. He said, "Fine, you can fill up your basket." The old lady started filling up her basket with soil. She overfilled it and was struggling to lift the basket to carry over her head. She then told the landlord, "Sir, will you please lend a hand to put the basket over my head?" The landlord came forward to help and said, "Oh, you poor old lady. Didn't you think before you overfilled this basket? You are struggling to lift this basket filled with soil. How can you carry this with you?" With tears in her eyes, the old lady said, "Oh, sir, this entire land was my own. I spent my whole life here, yet I am struggling to carry a single basket of soil from here. While I am still breathing, I won't be able to carry it with me even when I die. You, sir, have so much of others' land. How will you carry it all with you?" The landlord stood stunned hearing this. He realized his mistake and fell at the old lady's feet, asking for forgiveness. He requested her to live here happily and returned her land. The moral of the story is not to cheat or be greedy. Do not take more than you need. Be content with what you have. Sometimes it's sufficient for a happy life.